Happy Valentine's Day, ladies. Today in Vancouver, it is the 14th of February. It is our last class for level one. So basically, today is a very important class where we're going to have Q&A. We're going to discuss, we're going to talk about the concepts quickly before we go into the Q&A so you can remember. And I know it is the 15th in the morning in Mombasa. So nice and warm and early in the morning. So that's perfect. So let us quickly just go over the concepts so you can remember. Okay, the most important things. The most important thing with numerology is remembering the nine planets. Okay, so all of you know your planets. You remember them by heart? Yes or no? Okay, so let me bring this up for you so you guys can see planets, planetary traits. There we go. So let me share this with you, okay? So we have the nine planets, as you all know, okay? Sun, Moon, Jupiter, okay? So Sun is associated with number one, okay? Moon is associated with number two. Jupiter is associated with number three, okay? And then we have Rahu, which is associated with number four, okay? And then we have Mercury, associated with number five, okay? And then we have Venus, the love planet that we just passed yesterday or today is the end so of Valentine's here, Venus. And then we have seven, which is Ketu, okay, eight, which is Saturn, okay, nine, which is Mars. Okay, now all these planets have got their own characteristics, as we all know. Okay, Sun, obviously, the sun gives us sun. Okay. Without the sun, we cannot survive. So we need the sun to shine on us to give us life. Okay. So everything depends on the sun. So the sun is, we consider the king. Okay. So whenever you're looking at any numerology, sun is the one that shines. Okay. Leadership, king. Think of that way. Okay. Two is the queen. Okay. Two is the moon, but we always say it's a soft planet. It is a motherly planet, but it's also a moody planet. So think of a female. Okay. That's basically, we can be a little bit moody sometimes, right? So it's easier to associate with that. Okay. They're very good at number two is very good at entertainment. Okay, stuff like that. Okay, and then number three is the guru, which is the teacher. Okay, knowledge planet. It's a planet of knowledge. Then Mercury. Then we've got Rahu. Now, as you know, Rahu is a bodiless planet. Okay, has a head. So from the story of the churning of the oceans, if you remember that I gave you that story, it's a very you can call it cunning, you can call it in Hindi we say jugaru, right? So very can get around and get their way basically, right? If you say no, you have to do it this way, they'll say no, there is another way for sure. Okay, so they're very they know how to get around certain events, things, whatever it may be they need to do, right? Then number five is Mercury. Mercury is associated with the throat. Okay, so anything that is communication. Okay, so very communicative, but they can be a little lazy as well. So it is also associated with the prince. So they love the luxury, they love to be taken care of, but they're very good at sales, communication again, right? Sales and marketing, communication. They like to sit and do their work from their desk. Okay, they don't like to move too much. Okay, so you will find sometimes if number five, you might need to recommend to the clients that move around a little bit, become a little bit more active. Okay, very important, just for their health. Okay, for their health. Okay, just as much as we all need to do that. Number six is Venus. Okay, Venus is when you're looking at careers or any kind of traits. Number six likes luxury. They like dressing up. They like looking good. They're very beautiful. It's a love planet. Okay, so gold, things like gold. So when it comes to if they want to get into any kind of career, look at luxury, gold. So if you have somebody with a three and a six, for example, okay, I'm just throwing that at you. Three and six, obviously, they're not the best friends, right? But still, right? So teacher, right? Then they look for something that is more luxurious when it comes to teacher. So they go to like a more expensive teaching school. They will get paid. Okay. Um, and then you've got seven, which is Ketu. Ketu is a headless planet. Okay. So things from the heart. So anything that when it comes to any kind of issues, health related, usually it is from the bottom. Okay, they get conned easily because they think from the heart. They don't, according to the planetary traits, they don't have a head, right? So it's not like as a human they don't have a head, but in the sense as in the traits are, it's a headless planet, so they're always thinking from the heart. So they when you're trying to get a name change or anything like that done, then you look at the charts and usually you see, okay, which one is a better option for them? Do they need a five? They're missing a five. Do they need a one? So they need to think from there, to have a leadership role, stuff like that, right? Um, and then we've got number eight. Eight is Saturn. Okay. So Saturn is the slowest planet in the solar system. Okay. 29.4 years. Slowest planet. So what happens is anything that comes to number eight is slow. Okay. Shane, Shane. Okay. So we associate Lord Shani to it. Okay. So it is not only the planet that is the slowest, but it is also associated to the Lord Shani, which is also karma related. Okay, so whenever you're looking at that, you always see things like if they're a judge, they would do really well. Law and order, they like things that are very straightforward, very, they like to stick to law and order. Okay, so that would be number eight. Okay, the other thing too is number eight is also a planet of money. Okay, so you see there is that infinite sign, eight. If you put it sideways, it's infinite. Okay. Okay. So it has a loop. It's the only number in the numerology that has a loop that doesn't have an opening. Okay. Outside of zero, of course. And then we've got number nine. Number nine is associated with Mars. Mars is a very, very hot planet. So now you probably have come across those that have got multiple nines. They are aggressive. Okay, they can be aggressive, they can be hot-headed. If they work out, so then what happens is that aggression comes out. Okay, so it's very important you say number eight and number eight and number nine should work out. Why? Number eight, because everything comes slowly to them, but they have to work hard for it. So when they work hard, so when they sweat during the day, right, they're already working hard, right? According to their karmic, they're already working hard. So things are a little bit more easier to manage. Also, when it comes to scientifically with your hormones and everything like that, it also helps you function better. Okay. Number nine, because they're aggressive, right? If they work out, that aggression comes out in their workout rather than coming out on somebody else. Okay. So those are two planets that I always recommend need to work out for their mental well-being. Okay. All right. So that is, in simple words, the different planets. Now we will go to, okay. So here is, where is it now? There we go. Okay. So you can see this. Now, this is the Losha grid. Okay. And we use this to chart out different people's charts, okay, to understand it a little bit better. Okay, so is there any charts we want to go over? What were your questions today? How can I help you? Here, I'll show you something else. Oops, this is not something you can see. 1 second. Okay, this is not what I want. Okay, all right, that's okay. Here you go. Okay, I'm just gonna get my pen. Sorry, I just forgot my Apple pen. That helps me, right? Okay. So, questions, answers, ask away. Ask away, ask away. You can unmute yourself and ask away. And I'm here to answer your questions.
Prasanna, the remedies you gave us,
Mhm.
yeah, so do we look at that for our name numbers more or destiny
So,
or personality?
so you're very far from trying to change your name or your destiny. Okay. I mean, destiny, you cannot change your destiny and your personality and destiny because that's from your birth. Okay. Now, when it comes to your name numbers, um, in simple, what you do is you look at, okay, can we go over it? Because I can answer this question easier if I have something to review. So help me understand what you're looking at. So give me a name, give me a birth date, and let's go over it together.
Uh, we can do my personal one, yeah?
Okay, all right. So it is
Uh,
Arti.
yeah, it's O1.
1 second. Arti Shah, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. 01
10,
10
1966.
1966. Okay. Okay. And what is your 1 second. Let's put this properly. This is not clean enough. Oops. Like this, like this. Okay. 1966. Okay. So you got 01, you got 1. So your personality is 1. What's your destiny? What's your destiny?
Oh, 10 and 10.
10, 16, 10, 22, 23, 24, 6. You should know that by now. Yes or no? Correct, Arti? You got it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So because this 1, you remember I told you anything between 1 and 10, 20, 30. Okay. You don't repeat this. Otherwise, you do. Okay. So we only put 2 ones and then there's a third one there. Okay. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Remember? Okay. All right. So then we've got 9, 6, and 6. And your destiny. Oh, you're 6 again here. So we've got a destiny 6. And what was your name number coming to? Do you remember?
24. No.
Arti. I think I have it here. Your name number. Your first name is coming to an 8. Your second name is a 5. How did you get to 24?
No, 22. It's 22.
Okay, just a second. Okay, so your full name comes to a 4, correct?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah. Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. So your name comes to a 4. Now you're missing a 4 anyways in here, right? See, in your grid, you're missing a 4. Okay. Are you very disciplined?
Ah, chale. Okay.
Do
Yes,
you do
and
you get do you get to places on time or no?
yeah, very much. Try to. Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, what is your question now on this one?
It's the remedies. I am not sure for Zana, like the
What is it?
remedies follow for which numbers.
Okay. So, the question is, if you don't have a headache, why are you taking Panadol? That's my question I'm going to ask you. So, I will only no, you are not you as a person. When somebody you do pranic healing, correct? Correct. Okay. When somebody comes to you, right? If they don't have an issue, you're going to do a general scanning and a general pranic healing, correct? You're not going to concentrate on one area, right? So same thing, I'm not going to give you Panadol if you don't have a headache, correct? So you need to ask me a specific question for me to be able to answer. Why is it you want to change your name, or why is it you are concerned with your, because you should be, from what I see, you are very you've got 3 1s and 3 6s. You're very family oriented. Okay. Now you're probably going to ask me how I know that. So when you get to the more advanced lessons, okay, we will decode the grid. Okay. And then we're going to also do things like uh so you're going to do decoding of the grid, and there's quite a bit that goes on with it. I think I might have shown you. Have I shown you? I know my other class I've shown them. So here is what we do in some of the level 2. Okay. So what we do is there's 81 personality and destiny traits. Okay. So here it, okay. So you're a 1 and a 6. Okay. So let's go over that so you can understand. Okay. It says right there, excellent combination. That would be good in what issues, minor health, right? They can also be manipulators, right? So these are some of the things. But now you also look at, you've got, here's a repeating number, okay? So you got repeating of, how many ones did we see? 3 1s, correct?
Yeah.
So so if you read here 3 times, right? Very observant. Now you need to tell me if this is true or not, okay? 95% of the time, looking at all this is true, okay? So very observant, they only speak after analyzing. They either talk a lot or are introverts. So does it happen where sometimes people will come to your house and you're like, I don't feel like talking, I'll just sit over there only? Huh?
Mm.
Yeah, right? So that is a trait of a number 1. So you see how accurate it is. Actually very, very accurate. And I was surprised because when I took to my clients, 95% of the time, very flippant accurate. If their frequency does not connect, see, it says right there, if their frequency does not connect, they will not even say a word. Okay. They also have a habit of manipulating words. I don't know. That's something you need to think about. They may be very talkative or may speak very little. Okay. If it comes from personality and destiny, has more effect on the grid. Okay,
Mm.
so it's more it shows more on personality than on destiny. Okay, so these are some of the things that you look at. Okay, so now you've got a six as a multiple as well. You got three sixes. Now what happens is that also when you look at it, you've got um your personality is a one, your destiny is a six. So it is more profound when you have more of, when your personality is part of that multiple on the grid. Okay, it's more, it takes more power. Okay, so let's see. You've got three, one, two, three. Okay, right? So this is three right here. Repeat three times. You see? Okay. So
Mhm.
I'm just gonna, so you can see, because I know my notes. I know you guys don't know my notes. Okay. So this line we're looking at. Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
They're obsessed towards their family and kids. They do not allow their kids and wife to leave without them. So basically, they're very, we call them helicopter parents here, right? So this is just, listen, don't forget, these are notes that I have written from myself, okay, for me to understand, okay? Um, they can be insecure and negative, plus they have trust issues. They will have a hard time finding success. Well, it really depends, okay? Because this is just something that you look at when this is just one item of the whole grid. You see, you can't always go with everything, right? It's just one item of the grid. So you have to see, okay, what else do you have that is going to hinder you, or what is going to balance you out? Okay. So these are some of the things when you're looking at it, okay? And then when you look at decoding the grid, this is if you're missing some numbers, okay? Right? So you need to tell me what is the remedy you're looking for, because I cannot give you Panadol if you don't have a headache. And they say, don't break something, don't try and fix something that is not broken. Okay? So you need to tell me what is it you're looking for that you need help with. Oh, why am I showing you this? You don't need Vedic grid. That's what I wanted you guys to see. Yeah. So what is it that you need to, what is it that is hindering you, or what is it specifically that you need help with for me to help you with? Okay. So that is something that you need to tell me, because I cannot give you any suggestions without understanding what it is, right? I cannot give you medication for your stomach if you have a headache. Understand? Make sense? Yeah. Okay. But most importantly, do you guys understand how to create this? Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to ask you guys, okay, if you guys want to continue with a level two, let me know, because I have three more students who want to do level one. So I'm going to do that and then get them over to level two so that we can do a bigger class. The second thing I'm going to ask you is, before we get to level two, is um, go and decode as many people as you can's grid, and question, doesn't matter, I'm here to help you. Okay, just because you did level one, I'm not going to leave you alone. You understand? So go take your family's grids, go take your friends grids, whatever it may be, just do as many as you can. Okay, practice, 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 and then put it on the group, and we will discuss. Now the most important thing, again I will say, and it is very, very important, is for you to understand the planets. Okay, that is the most important thing. Understand the planets, understand the trades. Okay, understand, I mean, I don't want to get into the lords that are associated with those planets, right? Because they are not, it's not the planets, it's they're associated to it. Okay, like Hanuman is associated to number 9, for example, right? So you need to see these are different. There's Shukracharya, there's so Shukracharya is associated to number 6, things like that, right? So you need to understand their the planetary traits. Very, very important, because once you know them by heart, right? Once you can say it without even reading it, mm, for you to analyze any grid is going to be very easy. Because when you actually get into the Vedic grid is way more complicated. Okay. The Vedic grid is much, much more complicated. So let's go back to the Vedic grid. You can see it already, right? So this is the only thing that we look at, right? We look at a lot more in the Vedic grid. Okay. Okay. Bansi, you have a question. Go ahead. Ask away.
What I wanted to ask regarding Arthur's grid. So we
Yeah.
had three ones, but according to the personality and destination, personality, another one adds in. So then it's considered as four ones or just three ones?
No, only three ones. So
Okay.
again, I will remind you. Okay. Let's do this again. Remember this. There is one rule that you need to always remember. Okay. And that is that, oh my Lord, that is 1 to 10, 20, and 30. Okay. We only put the numbers once. So because her birth date is 01, if her birth date was 02, right, then we don't put the personality in there. Okay. So if it was like an 11, right, which is equal to a 2, right, then we put the two ones. And we still have the 2. But when it is 1 to 10, 20, or 30, okay, we do not put an extra from the personality. Okay. This is the only exception to the rule. Make sense? So that's why she only has 3 ones, you see? Because we took 1, 2, and 3.
We can't see this.
Oh, sorry. Oops. Sorry. Let me repeat that again. Okay. So 1 to 10, 20, 30. Okay. Remember this rule I gave you? This is the only rule exception to the rule. Okay. So if you have her numbers now, if you look, she's 01, right? Her date of birth is 01. Yes. So if it was 01, 02, all the way to 10, we do not take the personality in it. Okay. If it is a 20 or a 30, okay. So we'll only take 2, we'll only take 3, but we will not take from here. Okay. So if it is say 22, for example, as 2 and 2 is 4. So her personality will become a 4. So we put these 2 and the 4. Make sense? Yeah? That's the only rule you need to remember. Okay? This one here. So if you look at, she's got a 01. So we only put 1, right? But we still circle the P because we need to know where the P is. Correct? Because when you get to multiple, when we start decoding the grid, okay, you have to know where the personality is and where the destiny is, because it amplifies this. Okay, you understand? It amplifies this. So some numbers are good when you have more, some are not. Usually when you have 3, 4, 5, it goes in reverse. Okay. But as I said before, Not everything goes in reverse. You have to look at also other numbers around. What is she missing? Okay. So if you look at the Ambani, Anant Ambani, I think is his name. Yeah. He's got 4 ones. Now those with 3, 4 ones will be very, very successful in business or financially. Okay. They will do really well quite often if they're in that. I don't know about your financial state, Arti, but you're probably well to do. Yeah. And family, right? Very family oriented, correct? Very attached to the family. My family, me, right? Everything you want, probably like having big family events and stuff like that, right? You're probably the center of the family events, more than likely, correct? And quite often, if you're not there, they will say, oh, why today Aarti didn't come? True or not? I don't know. You tell me because I don't know your personality. You tell me.
Yeah, I like being with the family and the extended family. Yes, yes.
So these are the things that you will review when you come to level 2, level 3, stuff like that. Okay. Pina, go ahead, please.
My son,
Uh, you want us to
Sahil.
try? You want us
Yes,
to?
yes.
Okay.
Uh, Sahil Nimawat.
1 second. Hold on. Now remember, when you are doing a client, okay,
Yeah.
this is in more advanced, okay? So whatever we're doing right now is very basic, okay? So Sahil,
Sahil.
is he always ill? Is he always sick?
Yeah.
Huh?
Nimawat.
Does he fall sick a lot?
No.
Okay. What's the birth date?
Birth date is 16-05
Mhm.
1993.
Tell him not to lend money to anybody. I'm serious.
When I went through his greed,
Tell him, I know he's got a very good heart, but
yes,
tell him not to lend money to anybody unless he thinks he is going to give them as a donation, okay?
yeah, and even not only medicine, money, he shares his even food with his roommates. His medicine, if he has extra medicine, he
Yeah, he thinks
helps
they're going to
them.
go hungry, yeah? Yeah. Tell him not to do that. He's the one who's going to be the loser. Okay. 1993, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So his personality and destiny is both 7.
Yes. Yes. Imagine.
Is he very disciplined? Well, he's got
Yes.
very disciplined. Okay, so he's very balanced though. He's got both. So he's very balanced. He's very balanced. Does he think okay, all right. Let's see. Personality is 7. Destiny is 7. The thing with him is his life is going to be very, very one line. He's not going to have those multiple changes in his life because what happens when your personality and destiny is the same, when you turn between 35 and 40, a lot of us will find changes in our lives. Okay. For him, he's not going to have very much of that.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So let's go
And
16. 1
his name numbers comes to
is
8.
4. 4 and 4. Yeah, he's got 4 here, 4 here. Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Tell him, does he question his religion a lot?
No,
Very
he
short.
follows. He follows.
What's in his heart is the question I'm asking you. He can follow whoever he wants. What's in his heart? Does he
He is not
question?
a staunch, he is not a staunch follower, but he understands and he respects.
That's fine. You can respect and understand. That's not the question. So tell me, what is this?
And his total number comes to 8.
Correct. That's fine. So this is where his 8 is going to go right here. Okay. But that is not something we're going to look at right now. So you remember these planes?
Yeah.
Okay, remind me. You remember this one? What is this?
Very spiritual.
This, if you have 951, in simple words, I will tell you, this person should be in business.
Business.
Yes. If you have 951, should be in business. Okay. Number 2, he's got a 7. So he's got double 7s. This one has got disappointments in the sense, okay, they're very, very spiritual. Yes, very, very spiritual. They can be spiritual, right? Right. Now, the thing with you will find number 16, those that have got a 16, right? This one. They usually, what happens with them is that in their past life, this is a number of, it's a karmic number, okay? In their past life, if you believe in past life, they have had, their beef is only with the universe, okay? So they have probably in their past life dissed God or something to do with that. And in this life, they've come here to rectify that, to learn and rectify that. Okay. So if he understands and gets into spirituality, whichever religion it is, doesn't matter, or whatever it is, or he's a little bit more, there will be times, because I'm a 16, so I know. So I've been in and out of this scenario, okay? And I've noticed whenever I was a little bit more spiritual, a little bit more like, especially now, right, I'm able to teach and stuff like that, things are a little different in my life. Okay, so just something for him to understand. Okay, number 7, the other thing with number 7 is that they get taken advantage of very easily. Okay, like I already asked you, tell him not to give his money to anybody. And if he does, don't expect anything back, because what happens is that number 7 will lend money, whether it's a friend or whatever, blindly give their money, and they will not get it back. So if they want to give it as a donation. Otherwise, don't give it.
They
Okay?
don't expect it, they will get back.
You will not get it back. Okay. So, and you don't need to be God to everybody. Okay.
Yeah.
So take care of yourself first, then start taking care of everybody else. That's the most important thing I would say to him. Okay. So that would be number 1 for him. Okay.
Yeah, and,
Disappointment can be very big.
As
Okay.
his number is coming to 8, does he need to do any remedies? It is 8.
You know, for me to get into remedies, I don't, this is not the place to do that. The thing is that when we get to remedies, we don't give remedies until we look at it in the Vedic grid and
Okay.
in the, so there is a formula to this, okay? Because you're asking me something instantly I cannot give you, and I'm not going to give it to you either, okay? Uh, you have to look at this on, so what we do is, for like I told you before, you look at two things, okay? You look at the Vedic grid and you look at this grid. Now the Vedic grid will give you better indications. Vedic grid is a little bit more detailed when it comes to responding and answering to a lot of your personality, your traits, remedies. Remedies are usually given from the Vedic grid. Okay, there are some remedies that you can do. If you look at the Lal Kitab is one of the ones that is used for Vedic astrology. Okay, so the Vedic grid is more of the grid that gives you a better understanding when it comes to giving you any remedies. Okay, now what remedies are you looking for is the question, because he's already got number 5 in his chart. If you're asking me about his, if I just look at it, when it comes to marriage, he's got number 5 and number 6 already.
No, at the moment, though he's working in Dubai with Ramada Hotel.
Yeah.
Though he's working very hard, and I feel he's not paid in good enough for what he's working for.
So why does he not start his own business?
He's happy, but the thing is, he's happy with what he's doing.
Okay. So then what is it you want to change? You see, there's one thing I have to tell you, is that this is his life, correct? Yeah. You as a mother, of course, would like to see progress in their lives, right? But then they're at a stage where they need to learn and progress in their life with your support, correct? He's no longer a child where you're going to hold his finger to take him across the road. He's going to cross the road on his own, right? So there are many times, and I've done many readings where people will come to me and ask me for solutions for their children. Okay, I had one person that asked me, my son is going for a certain exam. Can you give me a remedy, or can you give me a mantra, or can you give me something for him? He doesn't believe very much in religion. So I answered. I said, fair enough. I said, your son is the one with the headache. You're going to take the Tylenol or the Panadol. Is it going to help him? No. So then, even for me to give you any yantra, mantra, or whatever, and I don't give that, by the way, just so you know, even though I know the yantras and mantras and I know how to write yantras, I will not give it freely. Okay. Simply because, number one, I believe that these are very pious things to give. Okay. Um, if I give it to you and you don't do it correctly, then it is something that comes on my karma. And I am not a sadhu that doesn't have a family, right? I am somebody who does have a family life, right? Because when you look at it realistically, in um any religious aspect, if you look at it, right, there are two aspects to a life. Okay, there is your sadhu type life, which is your individual, you are concentrating on your karma and your life. And then there is the other life where you have a family life. Okay, just like Ram, Krishna, Ram Bhagwan, Krishna Bhagwan, all these, they had to have a family life. Okay, so my whatever I do affects my family as well, right? So for me to even give that to you is not fair. Not only to me, it's not fair to you either. Okay. So I will not give you that. Now, the question is, what is it he wants and why is he there? right? How can you help him? How can you guide him?
Yeah, yeah. And the friends and neutral and enemy, all the numbers, because his personality and destiny numbers are there, it's the same.
Yes, correct. So he
It comes
doesn't have
to
number 7. If you look, number 5 and number 7 do not have enemies. Okay? So you always look at it. Why is that? Now, I will show you why is that. Okay? Let's go over it. Okay? If you look at number 5 is the center of the grid. Yes? This is the easiest way for you to understand. Okay? Number 5 connects to everybody. Right? So number 5 doesn't have any enemies. Now, number 7 doesn't have any enemies because things from the heart. Okay? So number 7 doesn't have any enemies. Now, if you look at number 3 and 6, there is the Guru, and what happened? There was Shukracharya and Brahaspati. Okay? Now, how many of you have seen that movie Shani? Have you seen the show Shani? You have seen Pina, you've seen the. In one class, I have to find only one person. It's a long show. Bansi and Aarti, it's a very, very long show. But if your interest is in astrology, numerology, and stuff like that, I recommend you watch it. Okay. It took me almost a year and a half, 2 years to watch it. It's a very, very long show. Okay. Yeah, it's very long, but it gives you, you guys must have seen Ramayan and all those other shows like that only. It's like that only. Now it talks a lot about, when you look, Pina, if you remember at the end, they have they show you, one second, I will show you. They will show you the Vedic grid, the Vedic astrology, the Vedic, not the Vedic grid, the Vedic astrology. Okay. So if you remember, okay, so you guys know what the Vedic astrology grid, you must have seen this before. You guys have all seen this before, correct?
horoscope. Is it relate something like houses of horoscope?
No.
There is, even in the horoscope chart, they have these different charts.
Yeah, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So when you look at this, okay, there's 3 things you're looking at. You're looking at houses. Okay. Listen, when you're looking at the Vedic astrology, you need a few things. You need the time, okay, of birth, date of birth, okay, and they also look at the name. Okay, the way you decode this grid, I'm telling you in simple, there is more complications to it. There is the horoscope, like you said, the oh, yeah, the 9 planets, 12 houses, 12. Okay, okay. So this is what it looks like. Yeah, this is your lagna. They call it lagna. This is your mom. This is your career. This is your dad. Blah 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 blah. Okay, this is your end of life. Basically, this is your religion, stuff like that. Okay, this is just something I'm showing you. So always, where is, say for example, you've got sun in, let's put it in a good place. Okay, Let's put sun in your Lagna chart. Okay. Let's put the sun here. That's your planet. Okay. And then you have Jupiter here. Okay. This is just something for you to understand a little bit. So now depends on where Jupiter is sitting in your chart and where sun is sitting. Is it malefic or not? Right? Malefic means is it in the wrong placement? Okay. So that's what it is. Right? So I forget what our question was, but whatever that may be. What was our question again? Why did we get to this?
I mentioned about his friends and neutral, all numbers are same.
Right,
There is no enemy.
right. But I don't remember why I got there. But anyways, doesn't matter. Um, so no, there is no enemy. Okay. So you can tell because number 7 doesn't have an enemy. Okay. In simple words. So some of the movies I would recommend for all of you to watch is Shani. Okay. Okay. And then the other one in English is Lucifer. Okay. They have two different aspects. They teach you two different things. Shani has got the shows you at the end the the Vedic astrology, while Lucifer gives you an understanding of, people say 666 is the number of the devil. Well, let's review that again. That is not true. Okay. This is just how society has taken it and abused it. Okay. Right. I remember why I was talking about Shani and that. So when we were looking at 3 and 6, right? When we were talking about that. Now 3, right, is Brahaspati and 6 is Shukracharya. Okay. At one point, Brahaspati had gone to Shukracharya to learn. Okay. So at one point, Brahaspati was a student to Shukracharya. Shukracharya is associated with number 6. Brahaspati is associated with number 3. Okay. Number 3 is the guru of the lords. Number 6 is the guru of the Danav, we call it, of the demon. Okay. Lords and demons. They are, they don't see eye to eye, but they're both good teachers. Okay. Now, if you look at Lucifer, you will see there was a time where Lucifer, because they say Lucifer is, they call him the devil, if you want to call it, but really not. Okay. So he has similar traits to God, correct? Lucifer, at the end of the day, was a child of God, right? They say that he was thrown out of the gates of heaven to go to hell. But why was it? Because God knew that Lucifer had the ability to take care of the demons. Somebody has to take care, no? Somebody has to be the headmaster of whatever it may be. Now, if you look in Shani, okay, there was a time when Shukracharya had left the lower world and there was chaos. Same thing if you watch, Lucifer had left the lower worlds, right? And there was chaos. So realistically, 666 is not a bad number. It's just got a bad rep. Okay. So, of course, Shukracharya has to be in the lower worlds to take care of the demons to make sure they do not get out of control. Okay. Same thing with Lucifer, right? So, realistically, there is nothing called bad and good in life, in my opinion. Okay. It is all a learning experience. Okay. Because without bad, there is no good. And if you look at even in in the Chinese, they talk about the yin, yeah, and the yang, black and white, correct? Why is that? Why do they have that? You cannot balance if there's no black and white. Okay. And for me, like, sorry, back to your question about your son, I cannot analyze it without understanding. And the same thing with Aarti when she asked me for a remedy. I cannot give anybody a remedy without understanding what is the problem. Number one. Number two, I don't give nobody in this industry, okay, who's really good, will give you remedies without looking at it, not only on the Loshu grid, on the Vedic grid. Okay. We always look for a second opinion. There has to be a second opinion because before I give you a remedy, I need to get a second opinion. My second opinion is my Vedic grid. Okay. But in simple words, when I look at it, he would do very good in business. So whatever he decides, he has to, if he's not in business, how old is he now? How old is he,
He,
Pina?
so he is 32.
Is he married?
No, no, he's still working with Ramada Hotel in Dubai. He's into the public relations, Dubai hotel. He did hotel management.
Right. Okay. So why is he, does he have a girlfriend?
He
No.
is not
Yeah.
mentioned as yet. Not mentioned as yet.
He's happy being single. I'll
Yes,
tell you
at the
that.
moment, he claims that he is happy.
Yeah. He doesn't need to claim that. You can see it in his number sevens. You can see it literally right there. Right?
He's very
So,
happy-go-lucky guy. Happy-go-lucky guy.
correct. Just tell him stop lending his money to anybody. Okay?
Yes.
If he wants to give money, he can give it as a donation, but don't give it because he's going to have a lot of disappointments. Okay? So
Okay.
that's one thing he needs to watch out for. But he would do very good in business. If he's 32, he should look into getting into business. He's done hotel management. Why does he not do consulting? He would do very good in consulting. He can continue with his hotel management, but be a consultant. Yeah, because he's got, see, got double nines, got double sevens. Yeah. And whoever is his wife will have a really good life. So something to think about. But yeah, I cannot give you any, like I said, any remedies. We're still very young in this, for me to give you anything per se. Okay. But I forgot to tell you all that
Thank you.
when I do a class with them, I always give them one analysis for 1100 shillings. Okay. So I think some of you already have got something like that already. Bansi did? No, who did? Aarti did. I don't know. Bansi did. Yeah, Bansi did. So I'm offering it to you guys. Okay. So if you have, give me your one, whoever it is, and I'm happy to analyze it. But I do need to get them done within 2 weeks because I don't like holding on to them. I've had the previous class. We've already done a class and I still have not finished the analysis. And I'm like, okay, we need to get on it. So I'd like you guys to make the time, right? So that I can sit with you because I need 45 minutes of your time, okay, to go over it. So that's something that I can offer to you. And then you can just M-Pesa it and then just send me the dates and everything that you need me to do. Okay. All right. Next question. Bansi, you got left over, left out. Tell me, what is it you would like me to answer for you?
Okay. Can I give you my daughter's thing? She's in a position that she's looking now to see if she's getting a new job and all that. So I don't know. Her numbers,
Oh,
because she's 2000
hold
year
on
born. Hardly anything.
1 second. All right. Okay, name please.
Rani Shah.
Rani.
Rani.
Uh-huh. Shah.
Shah.
Birth date?
11 May 2001.
05 2000. Okay. So she's a 2 and a 1. Yeah. 9 5. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's write that down. Rani. Shah. What's her name coming to? Do you know?
I did write somewhere. 5.
Yeah. Does she go as Rani or does she go as Rani Shah?
Rani Shah.
Good. 11 5 20 2011. 11 5 2001. 2001. Okay. So her personality is 2, destiny is 1. And I've got 1, 2, 2, 1. How old is she?
23. She'll be 24 this year.
She's very moody. Is she moody?
Yeah.
Uh, she will be successful. One second. She has lots of ones here. And then she's got a 5. She's got balance right there. She's got her name as a 5. So what are you looking for? 299. She's got a
So-
9. She goes with Rani, then she's got a 9 right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be right there. Okay. Tell me, what's your question? What can I help?
So what field should she go into, like finance or like law kind of thing for her grid kind of?
What does she want to do? What
She's
does she
done
want to do?
she's confused between, like, she works with Goldman Sachs. She's in the legal department, but then they have the option to go into investment and all that. So she's looking to go into either one of the field because she needs to stay in the UK.
Oh, she's in the UK.
Yeah.
Mm. So she wants to do either accounting or law. Huh?
Not accounting, investment banking or law.
Investment banking. She would do very well in investment banking
Mm. Okay.
because she's got number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
She
right.
would do very well in investment banking. Plus, she's got a balance. She's got number 5 right there.
Yeah. Okay.
Her name is number 9. So it depends if she goes with Rani Shah, she's still okay because she's got balance.
Mm. Okay.
But what are you looking for, a remedy, or are you just looking for a question?
Just a
You're just
question.
asking.
Just one question. Yeah.
Yeah, she would do well in investment as an investment banker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Money. This woman loves money. Okay. She likes her luxury. She likes her money.
She loves
Okay.
luxury.
Yes, there you go. Right there.
Yeah.
She's
And her
got
name
king and
says
queen. So now imagine you've got the queen here.
Mm.
Okay. And then you got the king here. What are you going to expect?
luxury.
So this is when you were asking me when I was telling you the planetary the planets. You have to understand. Like, I'm not even looking at my notes, right? I've probably seen so many of them that I'm not even looking at my notes. But the more you do it, the more you understand. The more you understand, the more it becomes, practice for you, right? And then it's easier for you to look at. So I will suggest, before we start our uh, level 2, is for you to read as many family, friends, whatever it is. You don't need to give them much information. Just read it, and that will actually give you an understanding. Is this true? And most of the time, it is true. If you just read their when you read it, you're like, oh yeah, now I understand why this person is like this. And I'll give you a good example. I am a number 7 and 3. Okay. My son is 3 and 1. Okay. My ex-husband is 9 and 5. Okay. Now, obviously, at this stage, okay, 7 is there, but I'm past 40, right? So 7 is still there. It doesn't disappear. Okay. But now my number 3 is in place. My ex-husband's number 5 is in place, right? But we still have 7, which is our personality, and 9. My son is a 3. Oops. Okay. And a 1, right? So he's a guru, but he's also a king. Now what happens? Guru and king. King listens to guru, na? Yes? Yeah. Same thing with Ketu. Ketu is considered way above because Ketu is considered spirituality. Okay? It's associated with spirituality. So again, one will listen. Now what happens when he goes to his dad's? Dad listens to the king. And I always wondered why his dad, okay, buddy, what do you want to do? So even the prince will listen to the king. So I always wondered why this son of mine will listen to me, but he'll not listen to his dad. His dad instead will listen to him. Makes sense? No, very clearly makes a lot of sense, because number 9 is we call him Senapati, right? Which is the general of the army. General of the army listens to the king, doesn't listen to anybody else. King. So this is also another way for you to remember that number 9 is a friend to number 1 and vice versa. You understand? So these are the ways you can remember this, right? There is a whole story to it. You need to understand. Okay. And then number 5 is the prince, right? Is considered the prince. So we'll listen to number 1. No, right? And number 1 will listen to number 3, right? So there you go, right there. Now it literally makes sense. So I don't fight with my ex-husband. Why do you have to listen to him? Why don't you tell him what to do? He can't. It makes very clear sense. He can't. When you read these numbers, you're like, oh, now it makes sense. Oh, that's the reason why. You see, because my son will sit down every day in the morning. He'll say, Mom, you haven't spent enough time with me. Now I need to talk to you. He'll discuss things with me, but he will not discuss things with his dad. Why? Because I am his guru. According to the charts, I'm his guru. So where does the king go? He goes to the guru to ask for questions, okay, guidance, right? So to him, I'm not just his mom, I'm also his guru. So he wants guidance. He will sit there and he will yap away and he will tell me what he wants. And he will ask for my information. He will ask for my guidance. Why? Because it's very clear in our charts. So same thing when I will really recommend, if you can, do 10 of these charts before level 2. Okay. And the more you do it, the more you will remember this. Okay. And the more you remember this, the more I can teach you better. Okay. And question, I don't care how many you do. Question. And if I can't answer you on time, I'm sure one of you can respond to it. Right. And one of you will be able to respond. And then you can, when I get to it, I will respond. I will not respond. I'm not going to leave you. Don't worry. I'm here for you. You are my students. So I'm here for you no matter what. Okay. But please practice, 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 practice. Okay. Because once we get into this in level 2, then we get into level 3, right? Then you will learn yantra. Some of, I'll also give you one. I can't give you all the yantra. I'll give you one yantra, because as you get ahead, right, you will understand some of the concepts of it, right? Like I explained to you about the 3 Dev. Okay, all of you know the 3 Dev. Yeah, right. So, and then Brahman, you understand Brahman. Yeah, all of you understand that. So these are things that um we need to, I mean, religion is it's not religion, but it is they're scientifically proven. Some of these actually are scientifically proven. Okay, the 3 Dev, and there's quite a bit, like Om, for example, is actually scientifically proven that Om is actually the sound of the universe. Did you know that? Yeah. So things like all of you are learning, have learned about the 114 chakras. Yes, correct. You learn this in when we do the. You got the minor chakras, the major chakras, and all that when you do the pranic healing. There's 114 chakras, of which 112 are physical, 2 are not. Okay. Now, this is also associated with Shiv Bhagwan, and there's a lot of associations when it comes to spirituality, which I don't want to get into. Okay. So these are just some of the things that they're all interconnected. Everything we do is interconnected. Okay. How many chakras have we learned about? 32? In pranic healing, how many chakras have we learned about?
12 major chakras and then minor mini chakras.
So altogether, how many have we learned about? No?
We haven't done all the minor ones. Yeah, very few.
Okay. Okay. So there is 114 altogether. Okay. Too much information now. See, that's what I mean. So level 1 is just easing you into it, right? That's why we only do five hours in level 1, right? And then when we move to level 2, then we do more, right? Because then I need you guys to really practice, 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 practice. The more you write this, the more you understand the 9 planets, okay, the easier it will become for you to analyze it. Okay. So very important. Even take your maids if you want, take your maids, take your drivers, whatever it is, just take it, figure it out. Okay. Question, ask, because this is very basic. So you can ask the questions. That's not a problem. Okay. Barabar hai?
Thank you.
Understood?
Thank you, Ivana. Thank you.
No
Explained with
problem.
very simplicity. It's really nice.
Good. I'm glad.
And
I'm glad.
it makes us eager to know more. So now next level,
Absolutely.
next level.
Yes. Yes. So we can do, I'm doing next week, I'm doing level 3 with Sapna and them. And we can do the week after, we can start. And I want to see, actually I have a couple of students. Do you have any students who want to do level 1 that I can put them in? I sent you the link, right? Yeah, I sent you the link, right? Yeah. So because the students, yeah. So if you want, you can share that, and then if I have enough, then it is easier for me to do. It's good when you're like at least a 7, 8, 9, 10 group. It's easier for communication and conversations, right? Okay. So let me know if you want me to do any readings for you, but I need to make sure that they are done within 2 weeks from the time you pay me. Okay. So we have to really work on a schedule, but you also have to understand that I also do teach. So I cannot always be there. So I try my best to try and schedule you guys. But I would like to get it finished within 2 weeks, because then I can't hold it for too long. Then it gets forgotten, and reading it becomes a little challenging because look at many of them in a day. Okay. All right. So till then, thank you very much. I'm just going to stop the recording.
Thank you. Thank you.